I was 27 years old when God told me, hand over the keys of the Bogatanga Central Hospital to the regional pharmacist and leave. You cannot work as a pharmacist. I went to his house. He was called Fred Ananga. I went and sat in the house of Mr. Fred Ananga, who was a Muslim. I went to Mr. Fred and I said, Uncle Fred, I'm leaving the hospital. He said, why? I said, I have a calling on my life. God has called me. And I'm going to preach. He looked at me and said, Eastwood, I know that's the only thing you can do. I have watched you as a young man in this hospital. You can leave the keys. I was in charge of the dispensary and the Bogatanga General Hospital, the stores. They used to call me pharmacist in charge. And you know my nickname, the quiet pharmacist. Because when I was in the hospital, I wasn't talking. I was always fasting. Sometimes for 3 weeks, all I drink is normal saline. Every day my eyes are cha 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 like that. Dreams and visions and revelations. So I left the key. Reverend Manuel, we just look for something. People, don't be fooled. All the men you are seeing, especially those around my age, they were sold out to God. Everything you see around them today, they didn't plan it. No. See these, they are big church buildings. They didn't plan it. Even if God had put them in a cave, they will still worship Him. You see their cars, they didn't plan it. I asked Mommy when we were in London. I said, Pearl, when we got married, were you thinking about London? She said, where? We didn't even plan a bicycle. We just loved God. So this was the way we married. This was the way we married, and this was the environment and atmosphere in which we married. You know, so people get up today and they say, pastoral work is the easiest work to do. If you want the easiest way of getting money, go and become a pastor. This is how we became pastors, not this. This. So you see, your thoughts and your words and your actions of dishonesty are massively accumulated. Because you know, you were with all of us in this country. You saw where we came from. But by sacrifice and commitment to God, prayer and dedication, commitment to a cause, and you look at the founders of almost all these pastors, and they were young men God called, and they were prepared to die for what they believe. I was here when they started. I know them. Reverend Dr. Victor Say, Reverend Ransford Obing, Reverend Dr. Alfred Nyamiche, Archbishop Duncan Williams, Dr. Mensa Otaba, Bishop Takia Boy, Reverend Dr. Ampia Kofi, Archbishop Ajinasare. I knew them. They were young people. They gave up everything. And when they sang that song, I have more than a song. I am a living sacrifice. Receive this living sacrifice. Oh, Jesus. They meant the song. They meant the song. They meant the song. They sang it. They were committed. They gave their life to Christ. These were sheep on the altar. They were dedicated to God's purpose. They knew nothing else apart from what they were preaching. There were no tricks and there was no semantics. These were people who were not magicians. I'm talking about people that dedicated themselves to God. fasted and prayed. I knew Archbishop Ajinasari in those days in Tamale. Oh, they wanted to kill him. Riots. The reason he came to Accra was not willingness of wanting to come to Accra. The man was attacked. They attacked his house. And he was my friend, so he was in Tamale, which was a more glorified city than Bogatanga. So he had speakers he used for his program, and he used to use Ahuja speakers. And when he used the Ahuja speakers, when he outgrew them, then he transferred them to us. And then we didn't have drums, so he had the Tamale made Dagomba drums, made locally in Tamale. And when he outgrew them, he also sent them to us. But the beauty about that generation of pastors is that we started as friends and we are still friends.